chalice. This is like a chalice. It's perfect resonance. It actually has over 7 different metals in here. What the significance of musical instruments, perfect instruments, is they allow the reflection of the body to emulate the sound frequency and align it. Everything in life has a frequency and a vibration, and when you put enough things around yourself, that's what you become, your environment. Without me playing my instrument, I lose a bit of my effectiveness in the body and in the world. So I took the liberty of spending some of my Christmas money to invest in this. This is a dulcimer, but check it out. I changed the structure of the resonating bridge so that it sounds more like a dotar or a tambura or a sitar. So when I lost my sitar a few months ago, it got destroyed. I felt like something was missing out of my life. I was missing a part of my woman, my expression of the sound of the voice, because the instrument should sound very much like, well, the flute is one of the closest things to the human voice, the sitar. So these instruments allow for a alignment, more a correctness, because when they're in tune, it allows your chakras to resonate or help dial them into their own perfection. So in this noisy, chaotic, plastic world, it's good to have an instrument. So I tell you, if you're not playing an instrument now and you think you're spiritual, you think you're spiritual. Without having a good instrument or a good Tibetan bowl, this one here is about $600. Without having a good instrument, you're living in lack. So with all your spiritual awareness, get an instrument and become more aligned, because it helps tune the environment. Just like when I'm playing and I'm playing correctly and then I hear the birds a little louder, it's not like they're competing, but they're like, hey, something's going on, and they're wanting to sing too. So when you get out in nature, nature can reflect back to you about what your alignment or what the gods want to hear. Okay, so this morning I'm going to say God morning instead of good morning. You know, words have been manipulated in a way where we don't even know what their real reflection is. The English language is one of the worst languages we could use, because it doesn't have the elements of like Sanskrit or like the French language or Italian. So I don't want to go on about the English language, but the voice, the song, opening up the logos, the voice box is crucial. Just crucial. But the voice box and how everything is connected to the heart, down to our genitals. When we breathe and we move energy, it moves through us, and it is released through the tongue. But if the tongue is not purified, if it's not purified in a way where it feels and knows and is light enough to reflect a true language of feeling. Meaning when I speak, it's not just coming out here, it's coming through my brain. It's going all the way through my brain to where I'm singing to myself. Meaning if I'm talking to you, but I'm actually talking to myself. I'm actually, every word feels good. That's the basis of today's video, is the tongue. The tongue is the master circuit. It's also the master circuit for our voice to sing and feel good. So I'm going to show you what I do quite often, and I feel much better after I've done it, is tongue yoga. Yeah, tongue yoga. You probably never ever heard of tongue yoga. Well, this master circuit is more sensitive than your genitals, more activated, more connected to your brain. It's literally like we make love in private, but we have sex with food in public. What's up? And what's up with my face today? Well, I'm doing a facial mask because we all need to take off our mask. We're all wearing a mask. This skin, this flesh body, this monkey suit, is a mask. Every bit of food that you eat, you know that? It puts down a layer. Think about it. Think about when you eat something greasy or eat something with butter, and you put, well, let me give you an example. You put it on a mirror or a window, and then you wash it with water. This is the layer that is being laid down inside your body, and your body has to work, raise its temperature to eliminate it. And it takes more breaths, it takes more movement to get all these things out. Otherwise we get obese and we get larger. That's why people are so fixated on working out in America, because they're all getting fit, fat, not fit. Now we want to get fit and not fat. So diet definitely is a step on the path. I mean, you take the word diet, take the word D-I-E and separate the T, we're all dying for the truth of the cross. The cross. So we're all on the cross with everything we eat. So when I've been a devout, like raw foodist, only eating from the food and the trees that I can touch. Meaning, if I couldn't touch the tree, I wouldn't eat it. I did this for 2 solid months in Hawaii. It's hard to do that in the world, but in Hawaii, I could touch the coconut tree, I could touch the orange tree, I could touch the banana tree. That's my example. My brain, my consciousness, and everything was so clear that I realized that my nature, I was connecting to nature, the trees, the air, everything would speak to me. I could tell you 10 minutes before it was going to rain, it's going to rain. Because the environment over there was raining, and I could feel the pressure, the changing, and the temperatures of my skin, because my skin was so thin. See, every time you eat something, you put down a layer, a layer, a layer. And if you're not getting rid of the layer faster than you're accumulating, you're getting larger and larger and larger until you're like the Americans, like this. I'm nearly 53. That's right, and I feel better, lighter, and clearer than I did 10 years ago. Because my spiritual practices now are done daily. Meaning, people go to work, they clock in at 8 o'clock. I'm clocking in at 6 or 7 o'clock in the morning, or earlier, and I'm starting my practices of getting clear, practices of detoxing the body, constant elimination. You see, it's not about accumulation, it's about what you're letting go. Letting go. It's all about surrender and letting go. Because we already are. We already have the perfection. The groundwork has already been laid for us to have a wisdom, knowledge body. To always be blissful. But we add the crap in our life till we build up a barrier, a castle. And that castle is the body. This is the temple of God. It ain't in any building, it ain't in any structure. It's literally in this flesh. And until you understand the flesh, you're going to live in the flesh and after the flesh. And desire and craving will send you straight to this world. Hell. That's right, Satan runs this world. That's right, Satan runs this world. I've had conversations with the Lord, and I tell you, Satan around me cries. He cries because he can't get to me, but he's been getting to me lately. Meaning, you've been feeling pressure in the world, I've been feeling pressure in the world. Meaning, when I'm so clear, check this out, last month I was so clear. I had no aches or pain in my body. I was taking hot saunas, couple hours a day, 4 hours a day minimum. I was doing saunas twice a day, 2 hours and 2 hours in the evening. And then I was doing at least 3 to 4 dips in the hot water in Palm Springs. I was actually living in a hot spring retreat center, and I was just bathing and spawing my body every day. And why am I telling you this is, unless you get some of the background of the reflection of why I'm sorry. People tell me, whatever you're doing, I want to do it. Whatever product you're using, I'm going to buy it. Yogi Zen. Yeah. So, after I've heard that over 1,000 times, I'm just telling you, people like to wave their flag about how great they are. I'm not waving my flag about how great they are. People are coming up to me and say how great I am in whatever I'm doing. I've had people come up to me. I walked around this entire festival. I mean, we're talking thousands of people. And you know what? I had to come up and talk to you. I had to get out of my little egoic box and say, dude, who are you? What are you? And how old are you? So, I hope that kind of braces you for what I'm going to share with you, because everything that I share with you, I want you to do. Otherwise, you're not my follower, and I don't want any followers. I want friends. So if you want to be my friend, because you want to, check this out, I learned this in the monastery. You want to pick friends that are at your level or higher, not lower. If they're lower, they're not your friend. They're your, meaning you're like a father to a son. Well, let me just feel this for a moment. Everything I share is so valuable that I'm not going to take the time to give you any bullshit. So, if you want to up your game, your spiritual life, there's a few equations that you'll want to learn. Now, it's hard to share all this in a small video, but I want to hit a few things today, and I'd like you to start practicing them daily and give you the effect that I'm getting, that you'll actually, hey, I want to know your response. I want to know that, hey, if you're doing it, you're going to feel that much better. Number one. After 12 minutes, I'm going to end this. So come to part 2 so that you can get all the tongue techniques that I'm going to show you in the next video. All right.